Hello there guys, it's LazyBeast here. Now, you may have heard that soon there is a new meta achievement being added to the game, and it is perhaps the most brutal, grueling achievement that's ever been added to the game so far. Now, anytime there's new content added to the game, that's usually a good thing, right? This is going to give us something to do if you've not already completed most of it. It's going to be something that's great to go back and chip away at during quieter content periods, and it's something that casual players and achievement hunters are going to want to go back and get all the time. New content is always a good thing. But this achievement, it's next level. Yeah, it's not that one, that was the wrong footage. What I'm talking about is the new Battle for Azeroth meta achievement, which is titled A Farewell to Arms. If you decide to dedicate yourself to getting this achievement, you will be rewarded with a mount, Jani's Trashpile. So you'll be able to ride along on Jani, the lower of trash. As a side note, this will also go pretty nicely with the Trash Master title from Battle for Azeroth as well, which also involved Jani. Now, you may be thinking, if you played Battle for Azeroth, great, you're probably mostly done with this achievement before it's even come out, as the achievement isn't actually in the game as of yet. It will be coming to the game with patch 11.0.7. So is that actually true? If you played BFA, will you be mostly done with this achievement? If you did all the achievements, the big metas and things that are already in there, then probably yes. But as someone who did play the entirety of Battle for Azeroth, I'm actually only maybe around halfway done with this achievement, and you might be in that situation too. Now, as somebody who completed the Shadowlands meta achievement back from the Beyond, just before the expansion finished, and someone who has just recently gone back to finish off the Dragonflight meta achievement, A World of Warcraft, finally getting my hands on this big doggo, naturally, I focus my sights next on achieving this other mammoth task, the BFA meta. Or meta, say it however you want, it really doesn't matter. So what actually makes this achievement so brutal? Perhaps the most brutal, grueling, most RNG based meta achievement that's ever been added to the game. Ever? Let's see. So starting off, things aren't actually too bad. There's things what you would expect, so completing all of the raids in BFA, that's nice and easy, you can just go through and solo those. There's the Battle for Azeroth Dungeon Hero, which doesn't require any specific dungeon achievements, just the completion of the dungeons on Heroic. But things quickly start becoming more complicated. The achievement, for example, called I'm on Island Time, which is one of the brand new ones. These involve the typical things as well, such as killing rares and collecting treasures around the zones, and completing certain random side activities such as eating out of the palm of my tiny hand, which you probably would have done if you're an achievement collector back in BFA. But some of these will take some time to track down the various NPCs or items or quests related, so this is where it starts to get a bit time consuming. There are some achievements tied to specific world quests, so you are required to wait until they are active to be able to have a chance at doing the achievement. If you miss it, you're going to have to simply wait again, or if you botch the achievement attempt during the said world quest, you're going to have to wait until next time, or perhaps you could try an alt. So already, we're getting a little bit punishing here. Now, there's similar achievements for all of these 6 BFA zones, so you're going to need to do both the Horde and Alliance side, so Kultiris and Zandalar. Loremaster is also part of this, and you will indeed need to do all of the campaign storyline quests in the expansion as well, all the way up to a Corruptor's End, which is the N'Zoth campaign that finished off BFA. This is something that anybody that played BFA will likely have done, but if you haven't done this, this is a good few hours worth of questing. But the good thing is you can probably chip away at some other achievements while you do this. Also included in the mini War Stories meta achievement, which is part of the overall meta, are both sides of the faction quest, so you will need a character of both Horde and Alliance faction to be able to do all of those quests on either side. So for anybody that strictly plays one faction, you're going to have to grin and bear it and play the other side as well. Now there's another new meta called Maximum Effort, which requires you to complete all of the War Effort achievements in this list. Now there's a problem with some of these immediately. Now Azeroth at War, the Barons for example, or Azeroth at War after Lordaeron, some of these achievements are actually no longer completable because these used to be the mission table with the ships that we used to send off from our main cities in BFA, and some of these missions were rewarding us with gold. Now, because of that, instead of simply changing them to Azerite rewards, Blizzard simply removed these missions as being options on the mission table, which is very problematic because you just simply cannot complete the achievement currently as it stands. Now, if you're like me, you might be missing just simply one of these missions, which is very annoying. So I'm assuming that Blizzard are going to fix this so that the missions start appearing again, but either reward a tiny amount of gold or simply just give us Azerite, which of course currently is kind of useless. but at least it means people can actually get these achievements, which is the main aim of the game. Some farming of the raids will be required because you need to get at least 4 of the BFA appearance achievements in this list. So, for example, New Mog Gahoon this. I love the titles of these achievements, by the way. Some of them do make me laugh. You do need to go and get a complete item set from these raids for at least 4 of them. So that means, for example, farming all day until you get the full cloth set for the priests or the warlock or the mage or whoever you want to do it on. Now this of course got a little bit easier because the transmog restrictions were eased off a little bit, so you can now farm all the raids as solo and you can get item pieces for any class and you can learn the appearances too. So this is a bit easier these days and you will collect a lot of nice transmogs along the way. So perhaps at this point you're thinking, this isn't actually that bad. Why is he saying this is probably the most brutal achievement ever? Now, there's 3 main reasons. One of them is the island expeditions. Yep, you heard that correctly. You will need to get the Island Expedition meta achievement, Expedition Leader. Now let me just ease your mind for a second. The PvP part of this achievement, there were 2 of them. One of them was to win a certain amount of PvP Island Expeditions, 50 to be precise, and the other one was to win a PvP Island Expedition on each of the maps. Now that one I just mentioned has been removed already. Notorious, which is the one for getting 50 Island Expedition wins in PvP, that is apparently going to be removed as well. But with that said, the Expedition Leader achievement is still a grueling one. This one is extremely RNG based, so you might find yourself farming islands for a very, very long time. And the unfortunate thing with islands is you of course have to queue into them. You can queue into Mythic Islands solo. If you speak to one of the NPCs near the mission board, you can request a solo tour of an island, so that does take away the need to group with other players. However, you then cannot choose which island you go into. So you're going to be waiting for specific combinations of mobs on certain maps to be able to finish off some of these achievements. The specific RNG achievements I'm referring to here are Helping Hand, which isn't too bad, but the worst one is of course Tell Me a Tale, where you need certain stories of quests to come up on certain islands. And many people over the years, if you look at the comments on Wowhead, have been struggling to find one specific NPC, different NPCs depending on which player and what amount of RNG they've had and what luck they've had. So this may prove to be very frustrating and very time consuming. A simple fix to this would be if Blizzard allowed us to specifically queue for certain Island Expedition maps, then all we'd need to do is repeatedly queue until the right mob show up on the island. It's still going to be faffy and there's no word of a fix like that in sight, so good luck with this one. Now for potentially the worst part. Now these next bits could take you months by themselves to complete. What I'm talking about here are Mecha Done, the meta achievement for doing all the things in Mechagon, and the Undersea Usurper. So that's the meta achievement for the Nazjatar zone. Now starting with Mecha Done, there are some achievements in this list that are simply just a case of putting in the time and getting them completed. Some of them, again, this is where we go into sheer RNG territory. One of the achievements in this list, for example, is the Junkyard Melomaniac. Now, as part of that, you need to get the Vinyl Triumph of Gnomrigan. Now, this appears to be around a 0.5% drop chance. So, all the others, you'll probably get them fairly quickly, but this one, it could take you absolutely ages to find this vinyl. Another example is the achievement available in 8 colours. Again, some of these, getting the colours to drop from the various rares and places where they drop from, is going to be just sheer RNG. So, for example, waiting for a rare to spawn, killing it, and just hoping that you get it on that attempt. Once again, if you go into the comment sections on the related guides for these achievements, it's full of rants and people just being sheerly relieved that they've finished this and never have to return to Mechagon. It doesn't seem to be an enjoyable experience for many people at all. It's kind of sad that it's in this state and has been since basically the achievements got put out there. So if you like punishing yourself, go ahead and do this. The other one in question is Undersea Usurper, which again has similar troubles. Now, thankfully for myself, I did actually go back and do this towards the sort of middle of Shadowlands. I think I started working on this achievement again, went back there and finished them off. Now, the ones that took a very long time were the achievement to kill all of the rares, which is called I Thought You Said They'd Be Rare. This achievement name is so annoying because of course they were rare. Some of them were ridiculously rare and took me a long time to find. I spent so much time in Nazjatar, so I was sick of the place by the time it was finished. One of them, to name one, was the Banescale the Packfather. Now that guy, I think I've got his name correct, relies on you killing a different rare, Siltstalker the Pack Mother, when you kill that particular rare, there's a chance that Banescale the Packfather might spawn. So you can see how that's annoying. So you kill the Siltstalker rare multiple times and rush over to where Banescale spawns to find that he's not spawned. And I remember the relief when he did eventually spawn. It probably took me at least 20 kills of Siltstalker until Banescale spawned. It was crazy. And the other one that took a long time as well, but there's actually a trick on how you can complete this quicker, is called Aqua Team Murder Force. Now this one requires you to get to the maximum sort of friendship level or reputation, if you want to call it rep, with each of the 3 NPCs that you can choose to follow you and assist you around the Nazjatar zone. So they've got 30 ranks each, so it is going to take you 30 days of quests, because you can only do 3 daily quests per day and choose 1 follower per day. It's going to take you 30 days of quests minimum, times 3, so 90 days in total. The way around this, to speed this up and cut it by a third, is if you do this on 3 different characters that can access Nazjatar and choose a different follower each day. You can get around this achievement that way, I believe so anyway. But I didn't know that at the time, so I just did it day by day, 1 progress with a follower per day, and got it done that way. But yeah, a lot of time was sunk into this achievement, no pun intended. Now, the reason why I did it, I wanted the snapback scuttler mount, which was great, but then, lo and behold, the blue one came to the trading post, which kind of took away from the initial achievement and unique sort of mount model that we had there, but never mind, it's not the first time that's happened in this game, is it? And randomly, those achievements aside, those mini metas to the side, they did decide to add a "To all the squirrels I set sail to sea" achievement at the end, which is where you need to go around Kultiris and Zandalar and slash love all the various critters. Now, I don't know why they've added that into this meta, because that hasn't been in the Shadowlands one or the Dragonflight one, despite there being achievements in those respective expansions that do this, but they were not included in the meta. I guess Blizzard just thought, hey guys, you know what, screw you, you're going back and doing this achievement, you probably don't mind doing this one as well. So, this really is an insane achievement. Like, I would argue that this is potentially even more insane than going back and getting the actual insane title. It's potentially that bad. So we'll see how it goes. We'll see if other achievements get removed from this meta overall, because just simply getting Jani the Trashpile mount is not the best reward in the world. You know, look at how much people like Tevan. You know, Tevan's great. He's a massive dog. He runs a bit weird. He runs a little bit slow. He's got a brilliant mount special animation, by the way. So I do enjoy having Tevan in the bag. This achievement, the BFA meta, I do think I will go back and work on this over time, you know, but it's going to be painful. So what do you guys think? Are you going to bother going back and getting this achievement? Are you going to completely just say no to this from the get-go? What are your thoughts on this? Let me know in the comments, guys. And by the way, if you didn't know already, I have started streaming over on Twitch every now and then. Usually stream once a week, so I'll leave a link to my Twitch page in the comments. Feel free to go over there and give us a follow. Help us on the way to affiliate if you don't mind. And if you did enjoy this video, please do leave us a like and consider subscribing to the channel for more content around World of Warcraft, including guides from myself, LazyBeast. I have indeed been LazyBeast, guys. Thanks for watching, and I'll catch you next time. Cheers.